My name is Lynnette Saloumi. I have lived in Glen Waverly with my husband and my son since 1996. I have been the president of Monash Ratepayers for the last year. In my role as Monash Ratepayers president, I have spent hours and hours trawling through the documentation regarding things like the C120 amendment and the C125 and also open space. And it is my view that we need to retain open space, and going around talking to residents, the main problem that they see is traffic and the shrinking school zones. So the things that I would be doing with other councillors would be to try to stop and halt too much inappropriate development where they're moonscaping blocks of land, and also to create an area where everyone who is a resident and established in the neighbourhood has access to the schools that they believe that they are entitled to. I have spent a lot of time looking at the traffic movements in this area and believe that creating more density is going to create more problems. So I have made a point of writing some information about traffic modelling, and I do believe that most people do not want to be sitting there waiting at traffic lights. And when you consider this council has approved 1,000 apartments within 200 metres of the station, they are going to squeeze out most people from the school zone. They are going to overcrowd private and public transport. The trains will not cope. And quite frankly, the livability is compromised for people, especially closer into the station. The rates for people living towards the centre of Glen Waverly have skyrocketed due to the amendments that have been passed by this council. They don't look at the consequences, and what has happened is there are so many of these long-term residents of 55 years plus that are now incurring rate rises of over $1,000 more than last year. They are all hurting. And this is because we are allowing commercial enterprises in residential zones. What I would like to do with fellow councillors is to actually stop the sale of the central car park. I don't believe that the central car park needs selling, which is a 7,000 square metre prime land in the middle of Glen Waverly for a library. I believe that there is opportunities there to have this as an open space with a public park so that people can go and sit there and have their lunch or play. What I would do if I was a councillor, I'd make sure that there's accountability in council for expenditure. I believe there are expenses that can be eliminated in council, and I also believe that there is too much of a rush to sell off council land. The library can be extended where it is and keep it in the civic centre. The central car park can be transformed into a beautiful park. Underneath the central car park, we can have 3 levels of underground car parking. The Univa car park, which is a multi-deck, is underutilised at about 25 to 35% at any time. This should be opened up to commuters and any money recompensed back to the traders if that's the case. I want to thank my supporters, and I look forward to representing the people of Glen Waverly in Monash Council.